So no one likes paying their taxes. Paying tax is very frustrating. Paying tax is literally giving your hard-earned money to the government, and it really gets frustrating when you're a taxpayer and you're not getting good service delivery from the government in which you are paying their taxes to. Like, you're not getting a good service delivery from the infrastructure, from the health, the housing committee, and everything. It really gets frustrating to that point. So back in March of 2015, that's when the government decided to introduce the tax-free savings account here in South Africa. So basically give the taxpayers a chance for them to enjoy their money without being taxed, for them to enjoy a certain bit of their money, because a large sum of their salary is actually being taxed. So that's why the government decided to just give them a little bit of that exclusion for them to actually start enjoying their money without paying taxes, for them to start enjoying their interest without the government actually taxing them, or without the SARS actually chasing them and threatening to put them in jail because of them not paying their taxes. So the first question is, what is a tax-free savings account? So a tax-free savings account is exactly what it says it is. It's a new way of saving your money without being taxed from the tax-free savings account investments that you made, from the dividends that you've gotten, or from the capital gains that you got. So all the money that you put in a tax-free savings account, that money is not going to be taxed. So for an example, let's say maybe Shoprite decides to make a VAT-free account. For an example, let's say they allow you to buy maybe a grocery of worth 1,000 rands, and if you buy groceries which is more than 1,000 rands, you're going to get VAT. You're going to get VAT included into your groceries. So if you buy groceries which are lesser than 1,000 rands or 1,000 rands, they're not going to be taxed. So that's basically how it works, or how the meaning of a tax-free savings account essentially is. So the second thing is, how does the tax-free savings account work? So although it's a tax-free savings account, there are always rules in which you have to abide to, because the government do not just let you gain all the capital gains and investments without paying your taxes. So how it works is that you are allowed to contribute a maximum of 36,000 a year into your tax-free savings account, and you're also allowed to put in a lifetime amount of 500,000 into your tax-free account as long as you're still alive. So how it works is that you're allowed to put in 36,000 a year, and then if the year ends, let's say 2022 ends, the other year you're still going to put a maximum of 36,000 of the money that you are willing to put in. So that's how it works. And then you're also allowed to put in 500,000. That's the maximum limit. So if you reach the maximum limit of 500,000 into a tax-free savings account, I don't know about that, but I don't think you're not going to be allowed to have another tax-free savings account, or they're going to look into another tax-free savings account in which they can cater for you, because you've already reached your lifetime limit. So the maximum contribution of 500,000, it only talks about the money which you are putting in and not the interest, so excluding the interest. So for an example, let's say in your tax-free savings account, so far you've put in 400,000, and you've actually gained 100,000 of interest, which is going to equate to 500,000. That's not the 100,000 is not going to count because it's interest, and so you're going to be left with 100,000 in contributions in which you have to put in for you to actually reach your maximum lifetime limit. So that's basically how it works. So they're not including the interest in which you've gotten, they're only including the money in which you've contributed towards your tax-free savings account that is going to be counted. There are not a lot of people asking themselves and wondering, where does Chaba? So for me to have a tax-free savings account, should I have 36,000 sitting right there in my bank account? So that's not the case. So there are two ways in which you can contribute money into a tax-free savings account. So the first way is to contribute a lump sum of 36,000 into a tax-free savings account, and then you are done for the year. And the second one is to have a monthly contributions, money contributed into a tax-free savings account until the year ends. So the first one, which is the lump sum, so let's say maybe you have 36,000 sitting now into your bank account, and you're willing to invest that money and you don't need it right away. So you can put in that money into a tax-free savings account, and then you are done for the year. Because if you put in more money, and if you exceed the 36,000 that is being set for you to put in, then you're going to be taxed 40% of your money. That's when the SARS starts getting in, because now you're not abiding by the rules of the government. And then the second way in which you could contribute your money is by contributing monthly contributions. So let's say maybe you could afford to contribute 3,000 per month into your tax-free savings account for 12 months. That can actually equate to 36,000 at the end of the year. So those are two ways in which you could actually fund or contribute money into a tax-free savings account. There's no need for you to have 36,000 sitting right there in your tax-free account for you to start a tax-free savings account. You can actually maybe make a lump sum, or you could actually make monthly contributions into your tax-free savings account. So another question which people may have is that, so Chaba, what happens if I don't reach the 36,000 year mark for the year 2022? What's going to happen to my money? Is my money going to be deducted? Is my money going to be forfeited? What's going to happen? So what's basically going to happen is that, let's say for an example, so far in your tax-free savings account you've invested 30,000 and then you don't have the 6,000 in which you have to pay into your tax-free savings account. So what's going to happen is that the 6,000 that you have to pay for you to reach the 36,000 year mark is going to be forfeited. So that money is going to be forfeited, and then for the year 2022 in the book is going to be written that Usichaba invested 30,000 for the tax-free savings account in the year 2022, and then the 6,000 is going to be forfeited and the money is not going to be carried out into the year 2023. So you are going to start afresh again. So the money is not going to be forfeited. It's going to say that okay, in 2022 Chaba was able to pay 30,000. It's fine. The 6,000 is going to be forfeited. We are going to give you another year again. So if in another year again you only have the same 6,000 or you are short of another money, it's fine. It's going to be forfeited. The 6,000 is going to be forfeited, and you're going to try again. So that doesn't have to worry you a lot, because it's not going to be putting you a lot of pressure. I know, a lot of people are going to be saying, yo, I'm under pressure, I have to put in the 36,000, I have to meet the 36,000, but it's fine, because we all know that we don't have the same financial capabilities. Somehow we may say we have plans, and then the plans don't go the way in which we set out for them to go. So it's fine for you to not have reached the 36,000 yearly limit. It's fine. The money is not going to be carried out into another year. You're going to be given a fresh new start for you to start again and start investing the 36,000 into your tax-free savings account. So another question in which you may ask yourself is, where is your money going? Where is your tax-free savings account money being invested in? So as you all know, it may be a tax-free savings account, but it may include accounts such as your fixed deposit account, which are your unit trusts. It may also include your retail savings bond. It may also include your linked investments. It may also include your ETFs, which are your exchange and traded funds. Can also include your bundles and also baskets. So that's how it works. So for example, I was investing in the tax-free savings account here in Old Mutual. So my money was being put in bonds, in retail bonds. So my money was being invested in property. So that's how I knew how my money was being spent and how my money was being invested. So in that way, you have to also make sure that you do your own research and know what type of investor you are. Are you a property investor? Are you an ETF investor? Are you a bundle investor, a basket investor, or a fixed deposit investor? Because that's how I was putting my money. So in an Old Mutual account, how it was working is that every month I was depositing money, and my money was being put into a retail savings bond investment. So that's how I knew how to track my money and how my money was actually being invested. So that's how you also have to do your own research. You have to also do your own research on what type of an investor are you. Are you a property investor, an ETF investor, or any other investor which may be out there which I don't know of? So you need to know and do your own research before you start opening a tax-free savings account. So another question I always get is, Chaba, can I lose money in a tax-free savings account? And my answer is always yes, you can lose money in a tax-free savings account, but not compared to an individual stock like People Group. So let's say you buy a tax-free savings account, you invest in Celtics S&P 500, and you buy an Apple stock or a People Group stock for that certain price. So the only difference is that in a tax-free savings account, your money is always being analyzed by professionals. The professionals, maybe let's say you invested in S&P 500 tax-free savings account for Celtics, that money is that tax-free savings account is always going to be assessed compared to a company, an individual company, because if that individual company drops, your whole money is gone. Literally gone. But when you invest in a tax-free savings account, let's say maybe you invested in S&P 500, which contains of Apple, Facebook, Meta, and all that type of stuff. If one company drops, the other company is going to be flourishing. And if that company is doing badly, it can always be taken out in a tax-free savings account and put in another company which is doing good. So always make sure that the customer is satisfied with the money and the portfolio of their tax-free savings account. So that's just how it works. Yes, you can lose money. That's why it's important for you to also make sure that you do thoroughly investment research before you invest in a tax-free savings account, and know how your money is being allocated and how your money is going to be allocated, and whether how volatile is a tax-free savings account. Because I was also losing money in an Old Mutual account, but not compared to the money I was losing in People Group currently, so that's how it actually works, because professionals are always going to assess the money, are going to analyze the market and say, hey, so People Group is doing bad in this portfolio, let's take it out and put in Tungela for an example. So that's basically how it actually works. So is a tax-free savings account a long-term or a short-term investment? So another thing to note is that a tax-free savings account is not a get-rich-quick scheme where you're putting in 500 now and then tomorrow you're going to get 2,000. That's not how it works. So essentially, a tax-free savings account is for long-term people. It's for parents, parents who are saving up for their children's university, children's education, or for people who are saving for a pension fund, people who are saving for money, setting money aside other than the money which are going to be given from their company when they retire, for people who want to go on a long-term vacation, honeymoon, for people who are looking to buy cars in the long term. So that's basically for people who are looking for the long-term growth, for people who are seeing the long-term growth and are going to be using their money not now but for the future. So that's why I'm saying that essentially parents, for people who are saving up for their children's education, that's the people who are actually going to survive in a tax-free savings account. So, and also recommended that you need to hold your money for at least 5 years in order for you to see the growth of your tax-free savings account, because a lot of people will want to see the growth after a year, or a lot of people want to see the growth after maybe 2 years. But the recommended time for you to start seeing growth from your tax-free savings account is to hold your money and start contributing your money until for 5 years going up, because that's where a lot of people get to see the growth and get to see the capital gains in which they've been investing their money. They get to see the return on investment in which they've been putting in for a long time. So this thing is not for a short term. It's for people who are actually seeking to look for better goals in the future and for better investment opportunities in the future, not for people who want to put in their money and take out their money. So speaking about taking in and putting out your money into a tax-free savings account, so let's say for an example you've reached the 36,000 yearly limit for the year 2022. Then for an example, let's say I reach a financial crisis that I need money from that tax-free savings account and we need to withdraw 10,000. Yes, I'm going to withdraw the 10,000, but you need to remember that you've actually reached the yearly limit. So if you've withdrawn the money, you cannot put in the money again. You cannot deposit the 10,000 back into the tax-free savings account. Let's say you withdraw the money in October and then you decide to deposit the money 10,000 back again in December. You are not allowed to do that, because what's going to register is going to register that you are putting more money into the tax-free savings account. You actually exceeded the 36,000, because that's actually how it's going to be registered. So let's say you've reached the early limit and you withdraw the money. It's fine. Keep that money. You're going to deposit it next year, because if you deposit it again, you're actually going to be charged, you're also going to be taxed 40% of that money, which is going to be a lot of money. So for an example, let's say you've already saved up maybe 40,000 to a tax-free savings account, and then they deduct the 40% of the money, which is probably, I don't know, I think it's 16,000 of the money which you've invested. That's actually a lot of money which is going to be taxed. So you have to know that if you've already exceeded the yearly limit, you cannot be depositing some other money into the tax-free account, because the SARS is going to register it as that you are over exceeding the yearly limit of 36,000. So those are the things you need to be aware of before you start a tax-free savings account, or you're already in a tax-free savings account, you're willing to deposit the money. You have to check whether have you exceeded the yearly limit or you have not exceeded the yearly limit. So another question that is always asked is that, can you have more than one tax-free savings account under your name? And the answer is yes, you can have more than one tax-free savings account under your name, but they should not exceed 36,000 if they are all combined. So for example, let's say you have 3 tax-free savings accounts. The first one is from Investec, the second one is from Old Mutual, and the last one, let's say, is from FNB, right? So let's say from the Old Mutual account you have 11,000 invested in it. The second one, Investec, you also have 11,000 invested, and the last one you have 14,000 invested in your FNB tax-free account. So when you combine all of these three, they equate to 36,000. So you cannot exceed the 36,000 if they all are combined, because if they are all combined, remember, you are going to be taxed 40% of the money. So from all the money you've invested in, if you exceed the money, you are going to be taxed. But the main thing is that you always need to make sure that your accounts are not exceeding 36,000 for the year if they are combined, all of them. So that's how you need to be strategically, because it's a good way to also have more than one tax-free savings account, because you are competing with the interest from other individual financial institutions, because you may know that maybe Old Mutual offers a better interest, or Investec offers another better interest, or Easy Equities also offers another better interest. So you can have you can diversify your tax-free savings account, but you also need to always make sure that you adhere by the rules and not exceed the 36 limit, and not also put in a lot of money into a tax-free account in which you're going to be taxed 40% of the money which you've already invested. The last but not least important question which is always asked is that what happens to my tax-free account if I die? So the first recommended thing is to make sure that you always have a beneficiary under your tax-free savings account. So let's say you're a mother raising a child, then unfortunately you die, and then also your son also had a tax-free savings account which you opened under his name. So what's going to happen is that your money, if he's willing, is either, but it's not going to continue with the money. So let's say maybe you've reached the 500 lifetime limit of the tax-free savings account. The money is going to be transferred from your side to your son's account, but not your tax-free savings account, but maybe to his bank account. And then he can decide to continue with the tax-free savings account. Let's say maybe he decides to put in the 36,000 a year every year until maybe he reaches also the 500 limit, because let's say if he put in the 500,000 into his tax-free savings account, 40% is going to be deducted, because it's not only is it exceeding the yearly limit, but it's also exceeding the lifetime limit, because there's also has been money in his account. So that's how you should do things, and that's how you should know what's going to. So guys, if you came to the end of the video, and if you like this video, please be sure to like and subscribe and share this video to people who you know who want to open a tax-free savings account, for people who want to invest their money in more than an individual stock, for people who want to save their money for their children, people who want to save their money for pension fund. This information is going to be very, very valuable to each and every one of those people you decide to send this video to. So guys, my name is Chaba Manakwane. I make this kind of videos, financial videos. If you like more of these videos, I've made a playlist of the financial videos. There's more videos in which I talk about finance related, how to invest your money, the shares to buy, and all the type of stuff. And also please remember and note that I'm not a financial advisor, and all this video doesn't constitute as financial advice. If you're seeking for any financial advice, please be sure to contact someone who's registered and certified with the TFSA. So my name is Chaba Manakwane, and I'll see you in the next video.